Near mint condition, the home of collected editions.
That cover's so awesome.
Absolute format is the best way to own this store. Time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves. How's it going, all you minties? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And join me today for your advanced look at the Dave Cockrum's X-Men Artist Edition from IDW. So let's go ahead and get started. And welcome back, everybody. So, before I go ahead and open the book out of the cardboard box that it comes in, because they all come like this with the little sticker here letting you know what's inside the book. Big thank you to the folks over at IDW for sending us a copy of this artist edition. This book is due out in the direct market and book market on July 30th or 31st, depending on where you get your books. So we're going to take an advanced look at this together. Again, it comes in a cardboard box. There's design there, but really no design in the back. So let's go ahead and get it out of this box right here. And of course, it comes sealed in plastic, just like the other artist editions. So let's get this out of the plastic. All right, there we go. Dave Cockrum's X-Men Artist Edition. Here he is, the man that redesigned the X-Men in the Bronze Age, 1975. You have Professor X there, Marvel logo, Dave Cockrum's X-Men Artist Edition, the IDW logo down at the bottom. And then this piece right here from, I believe this is X-Men 94, if I'm not mistaken. And the Dave Cockrum signature right there, the Marvel logo down there. So, it does have a flat spine, just like the rest of the artist editions. Just so people make them aware. We're going to open this up and check out what kind of wonderful artwork is in here. Alright. I'm so excited to open this. Oh, it's the design of Phoenix. That is so awesome to have as your end sheets. How to draw the X-Men. Phoenix. Dave Cockrum, 1977. Although Jean is relatively short, she has long legs proportionately. That's Phoenix claps rest on. Oh, this is awesome. I love things like this that other artists had to look for. So it's approximately 5'4", weighs about 110. That way other artists could look at it. And this is part of the reason why Mark Grunwald's baby was the handbook. So other artists can look at it. And then they decided to publish it. So here are all the credits dedicated to the memory, of course, of Dave Cockrum. And then from IDW Publishing, and special thanks over here to Patty Cockrum. I love this, that they start with her. And then, of course, all the other people that had these particular issues or original art that Scott was able to scan. And if you haven't seen my interview with Scott Doonbeer, it is such a great inside look at the man behind these particular books. Dave Cockrum was the best there is at what he did. Oh, what a powerful way for Chris Claremont to kick off this introduction, period. And it's amazing how much love he had for him and the way that he speaks of him. So I love it. This is a wonderful introduction by Chris Claremont, who, of course, wrote most of the stories in here, not all of them. Some, of course, by Len Wein, with plot assistance by Dave Cockrum, bringing in some characters that he was going to use in other works. But most of the book, of course, written by Chris Claremont that we're going to be looking at. And we do have the table of contents. I didn't even talk about that. Sorry, I'm just captivated by just how much this interview and introduction and how loving it was. So you do have Giant Size X-Men 1, X-Men 94, 95, 96, 7, 98, 99, 100, all the way to 107. And 106 had the fill-in issue. I don't know if people are familiar with this era or not, and probably why it's only one page, because they were running behind, so they had to have a fill-in issue. And we kick it off with, who owns this? This is awesome. This is the introduction of Nightcrawler, where Professor Xavier goes and visits him, where Professor Xavier ends up going to Department H to go and recruit this guy right here, Logan, and Dave Cockrum, of course, drawing the mask wrong, which is now the mask that we all know and love, not the mask when he first appeared in the pages of The Incredible Hulk, drawn by Herb Trimpe. The introduction of Aurora and Sunfire here, who had appeared previously, but we do have some first appearances like Colossus, like Thunderbird over here, and oh my gosh, just to own a piece of history like that. This is just so amazing that they were able to track down so many of these original pages. And of course the battle against Krakoa here. One thing that you probably noted that I didn't mention that I should mention is that they let you know who the inker and the letterer were during this particular time. So X-Men 94, for example, is all inked by Bob McLeod, Tom Orshawski doing all the lettering. And it's important to give them credit because the lettering, the word bubbles all appear here, the caption boxes all appear here, as well as the inks. They all appear through here. And there is quite a lot of X-Men 94 in there too. That's awesome, which is really the beginning of X-Men coming back after a long hiatus of being canceled. And here's X-Men 95, where we end up losing one of the X-Men. By the way, yes, of course, 100% spoilers if you haven't read any of these issues. I'm not sure why you're collecting artist editions. Maybe you're just a fan of art, don't care about the stories. Regardless, I am going to be talking about spoilers. But yeah, this is the issue with Count Nefaria and the death of our main character here, Thunderbird. And originally it was going to be, like, it was a toss-up between Thunderbird, because I've had Chris Claremont on the channel before quite a number of times. Some of it was become an annual thing. I need to actually get him back. But talking about how it was almost Wolverine that he killed instead of Thunderbird. Yes, the fight against the demons here. That will come to play later on. Professor Xavier getting just these visions from the Shi'ar Empire. Little did we know that that's what it was. My brother, my enemy, which is the fight against Havoc and Cyclops, and also the return of Eric the Red. There's Lorna with her costume, and then the Sentinels when they come back for the next issue. Bringing back a lot of memories, but never being able to see it like this. This is just purely amazing to learn to appreciate the art. So what I'm going to do really quick, especially for something like this issue right here, because that's just mind-blowing, the amount of detail that went into this. I'm going to compare it to a Marvel Epic collection. This collects the X-Men number 98 right here, but of course in color. And these were the latest scans, later than the original omnibus that I have, otherwise I'd be showing that. But this is what it looks like over here with the colors. And the colors do add elements to these wonderful pieces of art. But there's just something really eerie and badass about this picture right here that, honestly, when I'm looking at stories like this, sometimes I don't even recognize some of the panels, just because to me, this is the way that I remember it. But having to look at it like this, I notice the hat a lot more. Sometimes some of the art gets lost with the background because of the colors. Now, I'm going to skip a little bit here, of course, because I'm not going to show every page as much as I want to, as much as I love talking about X-Men. We even have some pinups over here. And this pinup, oh, no way. Oh, it's the fold out. This is the splash, or the spread page, sorry. That's in this particular issue. This is the fight of X-Men against X-Men from issue 100. Oh, that's so cool. And the Dave Cockrum pinup right there. Rest in peace, Thunderbird. But this is the fight, the original X-Men versus the new X-Men in issue 100. Why would they be fighting? It's comic books. Why would superheroes not fight other superheroes? And then, of course, the coming of what will be one of the most iconic characters, and that is the Phoenix. That happens in issue 101. Then we go to Cassiday's Keep at issue 102. Just skipping a little bit, the fight with the Juggernaut and, of course, Black Tom Cassidy, the return of Eric the Red, and Magneto making a comeback. And then, of course, Dave Cockrum ends up leaving the book with issue 107. I did want to see the page from issue 106 though, to see what they had. And I think maybe no, this is the one from 106, because the rest of the issue was just fill-in art because they were running behind, so they needed a filler issue. Yes, even comics had fillers back then. And this is the first appearance. Oh, that is so freaking awesome. This is the Imperial Guard. Now, a lot of these characters were going to be used in the Legion of Superhero books. Of course, so was Nightcrawler, until Dave Cockrum came on over to X-Men. And the rest, as they say, is history. Yes, the Starjammers. And then, of course, in issue 108 is when John Byrne took over the book. Now, we do have a gallery over here, and here's your table of content. So we have some covers, of course, to Giant Size X-Men #1. And we've got some pinups. We've got other covers right here. And, oh, man. This is actually the cover to Foom 10. And then the X-Men covers. Most of the time, they'll let you know, like, what cover it is if they have the logo and the font. Sometimes it's textless. But you do have them, all of this, including the issues that he didn't do the internal artwork of. I think 110 was one of his final issues until he came back to the book, and here's one from 145. I'd love to see a follow-up to this to showcase some of those stories that he did when he came back, like the introduction of the Brood and Binary. And then this is Comic Reader right here. And this is Iron Fist 15, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Does it say? Nope. This is one of the Nightcrawler issues. This is 3. Yep, number 3. And then the model sheets. This is what the end sheet was, showcasing what these characters look like for other artists. For example, John Byrne, that was taking over the book. And then you have the original concept right here of Nightcrawler. As I mentioned, he was supposed to be a character used in the Legion of Superheroes. And then the model sheet over here. And that is a beautiful piece right there of Lilandra, the Empress of the Shi'ar Empire. Actually, you know, honestly, the way that he's got her face, maybe that wasn't the original idea compared to later on, but she does have more bird-like qualities to her face. That was in 75. Gosh, what an awesome year. The designs for the different characters, like Marble Girl over here, and then, of course, Black Cat, which did not come to be. Thunderbird, who looks a lot like Peacemaker. And who do we have over here? So here we have Nightcrawler, Binary, and then El Águila. Those are the character sheets. And let's keep going back. Nightcrawler and Wolvie. And these are part of the Super Cup art. And then we have drawings over here. Yes! Love that character from Kitty's Fairy Tale. And I know that his son, somebody came across some original art that he had, and I thought apparently some of it was mature. I'm sure people probably saw some of that. And there's Hepzibah right there. And Angel, otherwise known as Dark Angel. Interesting what could have been. And then this is special. Is this the special edition, I think? X-Men Special Edition #1, yes. Wow! That's from Bizarre Adventures. I think it's from Bizarre. Please correct me if I'm wrong, by the way. Bamf right there. From Kitty's Fairy Tale. So they did put some of the stuff in here from there. Okay. And X-Men 153 right here. More of Kitty's Fairy Tale. And then this is issue 106. So this is the first. Okay. This is the stuff that's drawn by Bob Brown. And Bill Mantlo doing that. This is Giant Size X-Men #2, which never came to be. And then you're Afterward. So I didn't go through each and every page. And this is the bio on Dave Cockrum. We lost in 2006. Because he was supposed to be the artist on Giant Size X-Men #3. 3, if I'm not mistaken, and then 4 with Joss Whedon. But sadly, he was sick during that time and then eventually passed away. The book does have sewn binding. The book has 160 pages and printed in this really thick matte paper that they've been using for years on these artist editions. And it is a big, beautiful testament to just the wonderful imaginary artwork that Dave Cockrum blessed us with. That, as they say, is that. If you are interested in purchasing this book, don't forget to check out our sponsor, cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was the content, the page count, and build of this particular artist edition. Let me know if you collect the artist editions, whether it's the X-Men artist editions, whether it's just following a particular artist. I would love to know which artist editions you collect. I would love to know which artist editions you collect and what other artist editions you would love to see. And if you have any questions, leave them down below. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. Everyone, stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.